Hello.
What's cracking?
Uh, a little bit of this and that. I wanted to talk about something to get your take on something that's questionable, which is true to the title of our little podcast here. So let me share my screen with you real quick. So I'm just gonna forward through. I don't know. A lot of these don't have context because when I grab them, they do, but when I download them, they lose the words for some reason. So let's just look at them, and I want to know what your thoughts
Well,
are.
before you do that,
Hmm.
we're going to be talking about hidden hands, right?
Yes.
Okay, so should we explain hidden hands a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much of an explanation. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay,
I
so
don't. I
stop
just
your
know that
share and let me
throughout.
show you something real quick.
Okay. Stop share.
All right, so um, okay, so
Ah.
what we have here is sort of an explanation. This is what website is this?
Yeah. What website is that? I have to.
Veritas, Vincent, The Truth Shall Prevail. I don't know this website, but I do know that
Mhm.
the information that they said about Hidden Hands was what I was familiar with. So I
Okay. Cool.
will start with that.
Because I have an
Another
explanation
pop,
too, but I don't swear by it. So this is good.
well, another popular Masonic hand sign is the Hidden Hand. The paintings and pictures of the great men of the past centuries reveal a common thread which links them together. Is it a coincidence that many of them hid one of their hands when posing for a portrait? It seems unlikely. We'll look at the Masonic origin of the hidden hand and the powerful men who use the sign in famous portraits. Most of the people using this sign are proven and often enthusiastic members of the Freemasons. Considering the great importance of this gesture in Masonic rituals and the fact that all of the elite were either part of Freemasonry or knew of it, it's simply impossible that the recurrence of this sign could be the result of coincidence. The hidden hand can, in fact, be found in the rituals of the Royal Archdegree of the Freemasonry and the world leaders that use this sign subtly, saying to other initiates of the order, "This is what I am part of, this is what I believe in, and this is what I'm working for." The hand gesture is said to be inspired by Exodus 4:6. In this biblical verse, the heart, bosom, stands for what we are, the hand for what we do. It can thus be interpreted as what we are is what we ultimately do.
I like
Interestingly
it.
enough, um,
Yes, sir.
my understanding is that the reason that there are 33 degrees in Freemasonry is because
Mhm.
when Satan left, he took one third of the angels with him. So that's why they get 33 degree. That's what I hear. But anyway, it was just interesting reading this. It just thought I made me think of it. Anyway, um, the symbolic significance of this gesture might explain the reason why it is so widely used by famous Masons. The hidden hand lets other initiates know that the individual depicted is part of this secret brotherhood and that his actions were inspired by the Masonic philosophy and beliefs. Furthermore, the hand that executes the actions is hidden behind cloth, which can symbolically refer to covert nature of the Mason's actions. This typo, which should symbolically refer to the covert nature of the Mason's actions. Some of the more notorious leaders in history with their portraits showing the hidden hand signal include Joseph Stalin, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Karl Marx.
And it's such an obvious gesture that it's like, like the writer
Yeah,
here said, there's no
it's it's
coincidence.
it's it's very conspicuous,
Exactly.
you know.
So,
So and real quick, just
uh-huh.
so we could do it, just because we got to do it. According to Wikipedia,
Okay.
the hand and waistcoat, also referred to as hand inside vest, hand in jacket, hand held in, or hidden hand, is a
Uh,
gesture commonly found in portraiture during the 18th and 19th century. The pose appeared in the 1750s to indicate leadership in a calm and firm manner. The
uh,
pose is most often associated with Napoleon Bonaparte due to its use in several portraits made by his artist Jacques Louis David. Amongst them, the 1812 painting Napoleon in his study. So
that's
you know,
that doesn't mesh with some of the photos if it's supposed to be
well, no,
leadership.
I mean they're saying it's a common pose. You know, they're saying some say it's Freemasonry, some say it's a common pose.
Right.
I say if it's so common, how come the people around
I don't
Stalin
do
weren't
it.
doing it?
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? He's the only one doing it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I have a very interesting one to show,
What's
actually,
that?
because I said I have a very interesting one to show because my thought, I'll say my opinion based on what I've found is that it also signifies like that a leader is being watched. So like there would be a leader and one of his entourage would have the hidden hand. So there's somebody inside of that circle that's signaling back to the powers that be, basically.
Okay.
That's just
I
a
never
comment.
actually heard that, but all right.
Because yes, throughout history, especially within the Black Boule and like the Black Masonic groups, like it's very, very common to see a hidden hand, but it'll be a guy in the background, just one guy in the background. And it's like,
And
what are
when
you
you
doing?
said the Black Boule, what's the Black Boule?
Black Boule is like the black version of Skull and Bones.
And what's Skull and Bones?
Skull and Bones is an elite super club, I'll say.
Yeah, these are
That
just secret
many of our
societies.
presidential leaders, yeah,
Right.
have
Secret
been a
Society,
part of.
Skull and Bones is the fraternity at what was it, Yale that the Bushes went to?
Yeah. Yes.
And John Kerry went to, and it's their secret society. Their secret number is 322. The Boule is sort of the black version of it, and there are supposedly black gatekeepers that keep black folks from ascending too high into the territory that they're not supposed to. And these people are called gatekeepers, and they are the Boule. Supposedly Will Smith, maybe Boule,
Yeah, Oprah. Like there's a bunch of,
Oprah,
LeBron, Shaquille O'Neal, a lot of billionaire or millionaires / billionaires who always get this close to helping the Black community, but never really show up.
supposedly.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't want to get too sidetracked. I just wanted you just slipped that Boule in there. I just want to make sure that people, if you want to Google it, check it out, Boule. But anyway,
well,
good
luck. We might do a show on it later.
I know we might have to get into that, right?
Cool.
For
Okay,
real.
so
For real.
Yep. I got some stuff. Okay, so here we go. And if you know who any of these people are, that it'd be good to say, because I want to know also, I want to see if that leadership thing pans out, because a lot of the ones that I have don't necessarily pan out with that concept. So
yeah,
you see the first one, right? I
can take guesses at some of these people, but
okay, cool.
I don't want to.
Is that your boy?
I'm not going to be up here lying.
Right. He looks like somebody these days, though. I don't know. I can't. It's a.
No, right there. That's Nessa boy right there.
Moving on. Moving on. Here goes one of the examples that I was saying. So
now see, and not everyone is doing it. So
right.
I don't know what that.
Boule. This is Boule for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know who these good people are, but
shoot, I know this, but I'm not going to say because I might be wrong. So the one on the lower, which my left, he looks very familiar as a doctor who was in the Boule, but I can't recall his name right now. So let me shut up and keep it moving. But yeah, you see, there's 1, 2, 3 of them, right? It's just weird. And then here we go. See, that speaks more to the gatekeeping to me. Like there's somebody watching over this family.
Yeah, I think it's sort of odd that it's not the servants or anything that do it, generally speaking. It's usually the people that are in charge that do it. So I mean, we saw Fauci doing it too, right? You got Fauci doing it?
Yep.
Go ahead, we'll get to
I don't have it in here, I don't think.
But we'll get to it.
Yeah. This guy. Who is that? He looks.
So it looks like this is Benjamin Pablo.
Oh, good eyes. Something Pablo. New Admiral. Okay. This one was weird because have you seen these pictures? These really strange pictures from. It's so weird. It's such a weird picture. It's like, what am I looking at? This guy has on like a fez kind of hat. What the hell? That technology didn't exist back then, I guess. The
Yeah,
photos.
but that's hold on. I mean, yeah, because you're right. There is a lot to unpack here, but this is. Hmm,
It's
I try not to stay in the realm of belief. I try to stay with knowledge and what I know. But
mhm.
I don't understand why, if people understood things like this at that time, they would ever let
Uh-huh.
it go. So I have to believe that, they were practicing this stuff then, and someone's still practicing it now.
And
I
whoever
can't
this guy
imagine
is,
I can't imagine why they'd ever let it go. Why would they stop?
right? And see his. This is so weird, right? Above the head, the
The corona.
yeah, and but it looks like it's actually connected to the device, so it's doing something to it that's sending it maybe down these pillars here. And then what is this for? It's just a weird
Well,
photo.
it's Masonic in that it's like the arch and the
The two
towers of
pillars.
Babel, that Babel, Bow, right? You know what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about?
Mm-hmm. The two towers.
So
Pillar. I thought they were called pillars, but yeah.
yeah, okay, pillars.
And
Huh.
then the skulls, that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, so there's that. And then he's doing the hidden hand. So, you know,
Hmm.
it's a big club. There goes another one. Because that, I mean,
Is this a photograph?
supposed to be, these are, I don't know if you've seen, there's a series of these circulating around, I want to say early 1900s. And these were from the World Fair, I believe, which we've talked about. And we can look into it more. And this is where people are saying the technology is so much more advanced than what we know. And where did it go? Like you said, I don't have an answer. It's questionable, you know?
Yeah, man.
The
When
hidden
they talk
hand
about
makes it
they talk
all
about
that much
nukes
more
like they're supposed to be
interesting.
scared of nukes, and I just go like, stop with the nukes. That's so like James Bond. That's so
Right.
Sean Connery James Bond, right? We up to Daniel
Yeah.
Craig now. you
Right,
know?
right. It's similar to people talking about how they say conspiracy theorists are always talking about microchips under the skin, and it's like microchips is so 90s. Like we're like
right? I mean, they've already got whole cities that implemented that already. If you don't,
right.
if you're
This
not
is
buying
nano
that yet,
jet.
you just
Right. Come
right.
on.
They already
So
got whole. I think isn't Astana one of the countries that?
Astana is the East City, yeah, where they're just like swiping. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
yep. Okay, so then here goes more of the, and it's just one here. And look how he looks too. He looks like Johnny Cochran, but he
Right.
looks right at the like. He's very confident in his position. I guess I don't know. I know when I got the photo back, I'd be like, "Why did you have your hand like that? Why'd you do that?" I don't know. These are the. I know that these are. Oh, this is the Hawaiian royal family. Right before the takeover, as a matter of fact, right before the whole kingdom got taken down by Dole in the U.S. So that's interesting. Um, has a little advertisement there, but yeah, these guys. I think this was a. He looks more Mexican in origin, but yeah, like a native. It was during wartime, so the Mexican American War, maybe.
Yeah. Now, seeing some of these photographs, it makes me tend to think that it was a common pose. It
No,
lends more. It lends more to that idea for me to
it has to
see
have a message, though. It's too
for me to
prominent.
see so many random people. It's like, with your hands crossed in front of you, or how we get down on one knee and do this. And all these
I
dudes
don't
are doing this.
know.
And if you find out that having your finger under your bottom lip is a Masonic sign, it don't mean every dude at a wedding that went down
No,
like
I hear
this is
that.
a
I hear that. Some
Mason.
people might be copying. There might be copycat.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the ones, especially the Boule ones, I think that those have deeper meaning. But that's just me. But like some of this stuff,
And
yeah, the
also, and taking a page from your notebook, both can be true,
exactly. Yep.
right? Both can be true. It can be a Masonic sign that they signal with each other, others with, and it could have caught on with the public, and they just let it fly because
And
why
they
not?
just
Who
do it.
cares?
Yeah, it's kind of like all those satanic images that the rappers were all doing and stuff. It's like
Hmm.
some of them maybe, but the others are just like copying. They just want to all do devil horns and stuff. So it's interesting.
Yeah,
This is some artist of some sort. It got thrown in there. I
he
think
got
there's
the eye cover too. You got
he's doing the whole
to covering
thing
all the
like
bases, huh? He's
that. That's
committed,
like, we see you. You'll get your call maybe.
right?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Mhm. And this is a different artist, I believe. So I found that interesting. Yeah, but I will. There's an explanation. This is a Rothschild. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that just like Jay-Z named his label Rockefeller Records after Rockefeller, people could have seen Rothschild pose this way and started posing this way.
Oh, but this is a Rothschild, though.
I know, but that's
Oh,
my
okay.
point. People
Oh,
could
yeah,
have seen
yeah. I get what you're
Rothschild
saying.
the same
Mhm.
way that Jay-Z imitated Rockefeller is the same
Yeah.
way that the general population could have imitated Rothschild. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's connected to Masonry or not. It's still questionable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
that's what I think
And
when
then
I think that.
imagine too if you were painting it. Like if you're painting it, that would be. It makes it more of an important gesture to some extent because it's like you're painting it. You're standing there forever, and it's a portrait. I don't know. It's weird. We already saw this guy twice.
Yeah, I doubt you probably have to stand there forever.
Yeah, I know. They can probably just do a quick sketch and then you sit down. And I wonder, it's just weird. It's not.
Yeah, I have never seen so many people with their hand there in their vest up this way.
Right. It's kind of
It
intense when
does
you
make
see
it
it all
seem
together.
common, huh? Go ahead.
You said it's making it seem common. Well, that's
Yeah,
because I've collected them though. There's so many without people doing it. Here goes your boy.
right. Now, see, I hate when they go back and stop calling them my boy. Why you say that? Why you say shit like that? Anyway, I hate when they catch him like this because I don't know if he was laughing so hard that his side started to hurt,
Mhm.
or if he's
See,
scratching because he
normally
got an
I agree with
itch.
you.
That
Right.
one looks too gotcha for me.
Well, look, typically I'd agree with you, and I don't like to get those shots either because it's like you're reaching here. The only reason
Mhm.
why I included it is because this picture is actually from whitehouse.gov, so they wanted it seen. They
No,
could have
no,
chosen it.
it's fine. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. I'm
Yeah,
not saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not what it looks like. I'm just saying
right,
that yeah, for me personally, like this is not my favorite one, but
right. But do you get what I'm saying? That since
yeah,
whitehouse.gov put it out, yeah. But and also once knowing who these people are would make a difference in figuring out what some of this is for. These guys look like they're just I don't know bandwagon because you don't usually see so many in one picture. Like all I don't know.
well, supposedly it means I'm cool, calm, and collected. I got everything under control.
Right, right, yeah. We've seen him before. That's a rough. But yeah, see, I don't know about this one. It looks kind of loose, but they're holding hands.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, that's
I
kind of
don't know.
weird, right?
Yeah, they love each other. Yeah,
That's not a photograph,
it's not a photograph, and it's also he has the two fingers here. You see this?
right? Yeah.
And he has this hand going here, and he also looks like some sort of albino child that
Yeah,
hasn't
but
developed all
with
the
the
way, which is
painting,
not.
do you attribute the masonry to the subject or the painter?
I think it's an order from probably from whoever ordered the.
What I mean is the painter Masonic or is the no
I would say the
painter
subject.
just does his job?
Yep. And yeah, well, we can talk about this
Mm,
later. I don't speak that language. Oh, this is weird, right? What did it look like
right.
that period? But just yeah, that and then so this is the one that I pulled that says that the hand in the jacket is a sign of the master of the second veil. So, do you know what that means?
Sort of. It's not like registering super clearly. If you can explain it, I'd love to
I
hear it.
have no idea. That's what I was asking you. Uh,
Um,
the, yeah, the
yeah,
second veil.
it's not registering clear enough for me to be able to explain it, but I have heard it explained before.
Okay, so there's that. More artists. I mean, what do you think of that? The Beatles.
I think it probably makes sense that the two most popular are doing the sign if they're Masons and Masons help each other and all that, blah blah blah. Right?
Hmm.
So,
Is that Celeste? No. Constantinople in, I don't see the year. I don't see it. My eyes are not so great though sometimes. Okay, we've seen that. Okay, this one is the one I thought was very strange. First of all, that's a weird looking man. Okay.
Indeed.
Also, photographs. I don't remember many photographs from back then, but
Now, both of the other guys are doing it, but not Lincoln.
right, but not the president, right?
Right.
So that's strange. So many things. Like, why are you wearing that? So I don't. It's just such a strange time, I guess. Like, oh, I can't zoom. All right, cool. I think that's the last one, but I just found this to be the strangest because obviously it doesn't mean leadership if the president, at least in this instance, if the president isn't doing it.
Well, no, it doesn't mean leadership necessarily, but it means that I'm in control of what I'm doing, but the hand is hidden, so you may not know what I'm doing.
Right. I agree
But
with
know
that.
what but know what I'm working, know I'm working for something. So I mean, I don't know. Actually seeing it in this way normalized it a little bit for me and it put it in context. But I do think that both ideas can be true. Yes, it's probably some way that they signal each other. And also, other people have picked up on it and started to try to do it to imitate those who they perceive as affluent or elite. It makes
So,
perfect sense.
yeah, it does make perfect sense. He is a tall man.
All right, so let's see.
Imitation is the hardest one.
This is from
Lowell
Pasco.
Can I read what he said? Can you just scroll down and just get into that description one more time?
What'd you say?
I wanted to scroll down and see the description, but it's okay.
This content thing?
Down here, no. Are you familiar with the hidden hand gesture? Probably this is your first time to encounter this brotherhood gesture. I just wanted to see what he was saying. Run it.
Yeah.
Part 52.
One more quick thing I'd like to bring to your attention before we move on to the United States properly. Over the previous 2 parts, I posted 3 photographs that all had something in common. I didn't draw your attention to it, but you may have noticed it, even if subconsciously. Possibly having noticed it, you thought it was just a coincidence and didn't pay it any further attention. Take a look at these 3 photographs again. They were the ones of Karl Marx, George Washington, and Marquis de Lafayette. If you missed it, here they are again side by side.
I think he means Marquis de Lafayette, but all right.
Yeah.
Look at what they're all doing with their right hand. Now, why are they all hiding their hand like that? What does this hidden hand gesture mean? Does it mean anything at all? Perhaps it's just coincidence. Well, let's take a look at some more portraits of famous personalities from history.
Oh, good. We might get some names from.
Now, see, the interesting thing about this is when you only show famous people, it does put a real conspiratorial spin on it. But when you see it with all the other ones, then you just kind of go, I don't know.
Right. But we might not know who the other ones are until we see this. They might be somebody.
It happens far too often to be coincidence. This hiding of the hand gesture is actually from the 13th degree of Freemasonry, which is also known as the Royal Arch degree. It is symbolized with the triple Tau. Now, this gesture is the sign of the master of the second veil. I won't go into the details of it, but basically what this gesture is doing is signaling to other initiates that they're part of the secret brotherhood and that their actions are inspired by Masonic beliefs. What they are saying is, it doesn't matter what I appear to be on the surface. This secret gesture tells you that we are working towards the same utopian end, you and I. We are both enlightened with the illuminating knowledge of Masonry. Remember in the Jesuits' oath, they talked about being on opposing sides in public, but secretly were working towards the same end. That's why we have both communists and capitalists making the same gesture here. Think also of the Hegelian principle, where two seemingly opposing ideologies are rubbed up against one another to create a synthesis.
Yeah, that's when they're talking about that's what people mean when they say Republicans and Democrats are on the same team.
Yes.
Because they're owned by the same people. They they work both sides of it because that way they can always guarantee the outcome. Right.
Right. It's not always
famous leaders are
not always the path to the goal, as long as the goal is getting achieved.
Right.
saying to the initiated is that there is a hidden force or hidden hand guiding the course of history, and that they are a part of it. It's that hidden hand that we've been following throughout the whole of this series, so it should come as no surprise to us by now that Satan is still at work in the world. These illuminated ones think Lucifer is good and following him will help mankind, but as Christians we know differently. We know that Satan disguises himself.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
that part.
Oops, what am I doing? Stop share. Yeah, the entire everything. But I did want to show you one last thing before we end up on it.
My cat.
All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Now, this is a book, I suppose, right? And he's doing the hidden hand thing.
Perfect union of contrary things. Okay.
That's the hidden hand, right? Now, Jamie Lynn Spears just posted this pic after Brittany was talking, saying something about her like she didn't really care about her or something. And then Jamie posted this pic. So, I don't know.
You liked it though. Look, it's liked by Britney Spears. Is that Britney's or somebody else? It's Britney Spears, bitch.
I don't know. I don't follow none of them.
I know. Yes, Will.
Right. I don't know if that's, I don't know. That's the same one, yeah. I don't love that one.
That's an interesting one. And who's this guy?
Ted Cruz.
No, the other one. No, I'm just kidding.
Washington Bonaparte.
I can't believe that's Washington. I didn't realize that. He's so young. Yeah, this guy, he does it a lot, this dude.
So yeah, those are some more modern examples, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean,
oops.
Funny meme time.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think ultimately both can be true. I think ultimately it is probably a lot of people fronting, what I'm saying, trying to pose and what I'm saying, but
it's a dangerous thing to do though. They know what you're doing.
Probably the one last one we should show, and I almost forgot, is Fauci.
There you go. Yes.
Because when I see Fauci do it,
isn't he so spry
I know,
for his age?
Huh?
He's so spry for his age.
No, but what I mean is when I see him do it, I know he did that on purpose, is what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not when people say every time that they do it, it's if people say it's always innocuous, I disagree. If that makes any sense.
I agree with your disagreement. It makes perfect sense.
Because when old boy comes right out and just does it like this.
Yeah, like you see video.
No, right? And then there you go, do it again, right? Do another one. So, when you just come out and just do it like that on camera, and there's no doing it, I gotta think that there's something up with it.
That was a great one, because that gives you something to look out for too. Because once you look out for it, you see it, then you can start piecing it together and figure it out.
Well, yeah, whenever you see it, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so the one thing I think to take away from this whole thing, whether, you know, we have the answers or not, is that there's something going on and you're not a part of it if you don't know what it is. So we don't like those things. And Confucius say, what was the quote? I think I have it. Say the signs and symbols rule the world, not words or laws.
Yeah. Oh, all right. You know, oof.
When I see it in a whole long, you know, a display like that, it makes me feel like I missed a meeting, like a really important meeting, and I'm like,
I don't feel like I missed a meeting or anything. I just feel like, how does anybody believe anything? It's just, it just makes it so hard to believe. That's why I try to stay away from beliefs, because I don't want to be like, I believe this, I believe that. You know, I want to know, and I just want to know. You know.
Sometimes, yeah, I don't know if you will know everything though, like that. I just say that everything is subject to change, and that we're all crazy here. Everything's crazy.
I think maybe that's the beginning of how they say that's the beginning of knowledge too, to realize that you don't know anything.
Right. I just feel like also what's built into the system when you're overturning stones is that there'll always be another stone to unturn. Always.
Yeah.
It never freaking ends.
It never ends.
And before you know it.
That's why they call them rabbit holes, because once you start going down, you end up in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Yeah. So the cross of Lorraine right here is used a lot in secret society, Jesuits. What else? Well, here's my example. So do say. And then from there, like this happened. And then from there came, you know, all these albums.
Are we moving on to the cross now?
No. I was saying an instance of emulating symbolism without there being purpose or what. But no, so we're not moving on.
So who's emulating the cross?
I'm not sure. That's why I was asking your opinion. Like, do you think that this is a modern instance of this? Because Jay-Z put it out on Duce, and then all of a sudden, all these artists that are not connected.
We can get into the cross of Lorraine on a different one, because we can kind of go into it. In fact, I actually did a presentation on the cross of Lorraine, so we can get into that on a different.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, let me go back. We're good. Okay. So yeah, that was my last one of that. Weird.
How come I cannot figure out when it's time? I can never figure out which button to push. It's so funny.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's perpetual and also pathological. I can't not get lost in my own screen when I'm on the spot. It's stupid.